Hello and welcome to Emily Reviews. My name is Emily, and here on my channel I talk about movies my daughter and I watch. I am also a culinary school trained chef. I trained at the Culinary School of Canada and PEI, and I do chef reacts as well. I also have been playing The Sims 2 since my daughter was a very, very teeny tiny baby. I started with two Sims and they had kids and they had kids and they had kids and they had kids and blah blah blah. And it's a million generations. So if any of that interests you, please hit the like button, subscribe so you don't miss videos, and comment. It's yeah, and legit subscribe because 100% of you are not subscribed. People who watch my videos are not subscribed. So subscribe. Come on, do it. Subscribe. Now. Right there. Button. Click. Do it. So, I know it's been a while since I did a movie review. Been doing a lot of things, or really just trying to keep my depression down, which it has helped. I have. This is the first year that I can remember where I don't feel like I want to burn every bridge in my life. That's usually what happens when I get this depressed, or this time of year. I get so depressed that when I lash out or whatever, I burn every bridge I can find and just to the ground, and it's bad. But this is the first year that I can remember where I don't feel like that. I don't feel, fix my chair here, my legs hurt. I don't feel like at the point of despair where I want to destroy everything in my life. I really can tell that I'm looking in the viewfinder. As you can tell right now, we can tell. Yeah, I've been binge eating. It's bad, but we're not talking about depression or whatever. I'm just why I haven't been uploading as recently as I have been in the past, and I'm getting there. Today I watched The Whale. Wow. I am a Brendon Fraser fan. That's a tongue twister. I am a Brendon Fraser fan. I've been a fan of his since Encino Man, when I was a little girl. But we're not talking about those movies. We're gonna talk about his newest movie. And really, before I get into it, I just want to say welcome back, Brendon Fraser. You belong on the big screen. You belong making movies. Because it's just he never left it. That man has talent. When the movie starts, it starts off like a Zoom call. Brendon Fraser, whose character is named Charlie, he is a teacher, and so you see all of the kids in his class, and then in the middle, the instructor, it's blacked out. You don't see his face. And the reason why you don't see his face is because he is morbidly obese and is embarrassed by his obesity. So we find out that he is a college literary professor, he's a gay man, and he's a shut-in. The students do ask him when is he gonna get his camera fixed. They want to see who they're learning from, and he just makes excuses to not have anyone see what he looks like because embarrassment. But pretty soon after the little bit of the college course or class, you do see what he looks like. You meet his nurse friend Liz, and she is taking his blood pressure, listening to his breathing, just making sure he's okay. This day, which is a Monday, It starts off like every day, like each day, Monday through Friday, right? So on Monday, his friend tells him that he has a blood pressure of 238 over 134. So that's bad. She wanted him to get to the hospital. He's like, no, I can't, no insurance, blah, 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 no money, blah, blah, blah. And so he doesn't go. After his friend leaves to go to work, he does Google what the blood pressure reading means. And upon doing that, he finds out that he is in the beginning stages of heart failure. Like, he's not gonna last the week. If he doesn't get to the hospital immediately, if he doesn't call 911, he's not gonna live. But he refuses to go to the doctor. So, like, as he's doing the research, he has right next to him a drawer full of candy bars. He picks up a candy bar, looks at it, and it's like, I don't want this, and puts it back. And as soon as he learned that he doesn't have long to live, that he needs to get the hell to the hospital, he gets angry and stressed out and emotions. So then he opens up the drawer again and grabs out a handful of chocolate bars and then just starts shoving them in his face. Like, this is the first 18 minutes of this movie, and I am already just so invested. I'm like, no, just don't eat the chocolate bars, please. And I'm like yelling at the screen, don't do it, don't do it. And I'm like hopeful that this is gonna be a happy movie where he's gonna want to change his lifestyle. I'm just so invested in just what I've experienced in 18 minutes. So we also learned that he has a daughter in high school, and she's a senior, and they don't have a very good relationship. He was married, but left his wife and daughter for a male student, and things just obviously didn't. There was some bad blood. I'm telling you, this movie, it's such a roller coaster, because like he meets his daughter, and then she leaves, or he meets his daughter, not meets, she kind of just shows up at his apartment randomly, and then after she leaves, his friend Liz comes back, and Liz brings him a sub, and they talk about how it's such a bad idea that his daughter Ellie is there, and that, he knows he's not supposed to have contact with her, blah blah blah, and he's just like, I just want to know her, I'm dying, I have like days left, I just want to know my daughter. So they're talking about that. The friend Liz goes into the kitchen, starts cleaning up, and as she's cleaning up, Brendon Fraser's character Charlie, he's eating the sub, and you can see the comfort that the food is bringing him, and he's so involved in the sandwich where he's not even chewing his food. He's just inhaling it. And so he starts to choke, like really choke, and his friend is freaking out because like he is so massive that there is no way she would be able to put her arms around him to Heimlich maneuver him, right? So she gets him to lean over the couch as she's slamming her leg and body into him just to force enough air up his windpipe to force the food out. Like, it's insane. Like, she is not a very big woman. Like, she's maybe the size of my daughter, maybe smaller. Like, she is a small little Asian woman, she's tiny. Yeah, so, but she tiny but mighty. That's what I was trying to say. She's tiny but mighty. And it's just like, oh, God, thank goodness that woman was there. Like I was saying, this movie, it's just so intense, and it's basically a man on a couch. There's not much more scenes than just this man in his apartment. It's, tell you, Brendon Fraser is, no wonder why he won awards for this, why he is getting a lot of recognition, because, yeah, he did good. He did so good. Which is, I had heard a lot of backlash from the obese community. They're all complaining, saying, this doesn't depict a obese person. They're over exaggerating, blah, 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 blah. And I just think that the obese community really did not like the mirror that was held up to them. It's not an over exaggeration of obese people, it is an on the nose, accurate. This is what's going to happen to you if you continue down the path that you're on. Like, that's what's going to happen to you. You are going to be morbidly obese and you will die a shut in. He somehow manages to befriend a missionary kid who knocked on his door at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, so Charlie ends up befriending a missionary who knocks on his door. And it's just this high school kid. They, just have like a conversation. The missionary comes back a few times and just talks and discussing life. And the kid just wants to help Charlie. He says, tell me, what can I do to help you? Charlie's like, no, I don't want help, whatever. And then after a second of the kid like saying, what can I do, let me help you, he's like, well, actually, there is one thing. And it's like, the kid almost looks scared, like, and he's like, no. And then Charlie was like, what? Oh, but then quickly put it together that the missionary kid thought that the one thing that Charlie needed was like, some intercourse. And then Charlie's like, no. You think I'm attracted to you? No, I am not attracted to you. I just need you to pick up this key that I dropped because I can't pick it up myself. And the kid's like, oh, okay. And then like picks up the key. Like, it's no big deal, right? Noble unlocks the door that Charlie needed unlocked. But it's like, I just think it's kind of funny that they put that in there, because you know how you hear talk about like straight men have that like fear that if they befriend a gay man that the gay man's gonna fall in love with them or whatever. But it's like, no, you're a fetus. I don't want that. I just want you to pick something up off the ground for me. So about halfway through the movie, we learn what happened to Charlie's partner, the man that he left his wife and family for. Charlie's partner, who was the older brother of Charlie's friend Liz, was really big into the New Life religion, isn't that what it's called? I wrote it down here. I think New Life, yeah. Because I was like calling it Vision Form. It's not Vision Form, it's New Life. Liz's older brother was really into the church to the point where he went and did mission work. Charlie's partner, his name was Alan. About halfway through the movie, we find out a little more about Charlie's partner. Alan was his name. Alan was the older brother to Liz, Charlie's nurse friend. And so what happened is Alan and Liz were a part of the same church that the little mission kid goes to, New Life. And he was really involved with the church, so he went off and did missions. One of the things that Alan needed to do when he came back from a mission was to enter into an arranged marriage. Alan did not want to be married to a woman because he was gay. And so he came out to his parents, who promptly kicked him out of the home. He was excommunicated from the church, really just had nobody except Charlie and Alan's sister Liz. And that just devastated Alan to the point where he fell into a depression and ended his life. Because Charlie knows he doesn't have very much longer left on this earth, he is desperately trying to have a relationship with his daughter. He refuses to go to the hospital. Charlie's daughter, Ellie, is there asking him why he didn't love her, why he wouldn't be there for her. At the very minimum, just be a presence in her life. Charlie looks at her and is like, look at me, Ellie. Who would want me in their life? And it's just depressing because he really wants to be there for his daughter, but at the same time is so depressed and doesn't realize that the one thing his daughter needs is him. He's so depressed. Like, he has no self-esteem. He hates himself. He hates who he has become. He just doesn't think he deserves a relationship with his daughter, even though he desperately just wants. Not too long after that conversation with, I keep hitting things today. Ellie and Charlie, Ellie's mother shows up. Charlie has not seen his ex-wife in 9 years. They end up having a heated conversation. They do try to work out some of their issues. All in all, nothing really got resolved, and everyone just leaves upset, and Charlie is left home upset. So what does he do when he is upset? He binge eats. So he orders 2 large pizzas. Throughout this movie, there had been like Gambino deliveries where the delivery guy just leaves the pizza on the bench and the money is in the mailbox because Charlie doesn't want to be seen. The Gambino delivery guy, he seems like he is interested in his well-being and asks like, hey, this is my name is Dan, what's your name? He says Charlie. He's like, if you need any help, blah blah blah. Charlie's like, always, no, I don't need help, have a good night. But this one evening, the delivery guy's curiosity gets the best of him, and after he drops off the pizza and walks across the stairs or the deck, he waits at the top of the stairs to see what he looks like. And the look of disgust on the delivery guy's face sends Charlie into a depression, into a binge, into a hateful, upset binge where he's just like destroying his life. He writes a very mean message to his students with a lot of F words in it. He is binging his pizza and like putting 2 slices on top of each other and pouring, and he's at the fridge with the fridge door open and he's pouring ranch dressing on his pizza. Pizza box is just like sitting on his big morbidly obese belly. Then he wheels over because he's in a wheelchair. He wheels over to the counter, shoves chips and cookies in his face. He makes a chip sandwich and he's pouring jam on top of the chip sandwich, and he's just binging to the point where he throws up, and he's just, it's devastating. The movie ends not too much longer after that. There is some important parts that I don't want to talk about because I feel that this is a movie that you need to experience the ending. That this movie that takes place within the span of 5 days, you are pulled into it. You're there. You want Charlie to go to the hospital. You want him to make everything right with his ex-wife and child. You want him to lose weight. You want him to live. You want everything to be great for him. And it's just, this is going to be a movie that I think about a lot. It's going to be on my mind throughout the day. I'm not going to be able to stop thinking about it. And I'm really happy I watched it. It really made an impact on my life to feel for somebody like that who was going through such a hard time, to have like compassion. It's definitely one of those movies that will carry with me for a while, and I just think that Brendon Fraser did such an amazing job, and he just well done. Just he's amazing, and I thank him for this movie, for acting in it, and I don't think that there would have been a better person to play this character. So I'm gonna end it here. I really like to thank you for hanging out with me, and I know I'm very sporadic with my uploads lately. I don't think I'm gonna get any better for a while, just because just life, and I still haven't even done this area yet. I just really need to do a lot. Depression. Bye.